Hi, welcome to How to Change the World, a short course in campaigning. If you think the world is perfect, you've come to the wrong place. But if you'd like to move the world in little ways or large, stick around and I'll help you find the fulcrum to bring about the change you want. Feel burdened by a problem and powerless to do anything about it. Or they have an idea for how the world could be better, but don't know where to start. Well, anybody can do something, if only to name the problem and to see the possibility of what the world would be like when it's solved or when your idea is brought into reality. Problem you want to change, or your vision of a better world, maybe at work, in your neighborhood, across the country, or something worldwide. Whatever it is, change is a journey from where you are now to your vision of a better world. This video series is about learning the best way to create the change you want, step by step, with other people.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Martin Luther King didn't say, "I have a nightmare." He communicated a vision of a non-racial future which moved millions and still inspires many more than 50 years later. What's your dream? A clear goal is the number one priority of any successful campaign. If you're not clear where you're going, you could end up anywhere. If you can't describe the result you want, how can anyone help you achieve it? A clear vision inspires, motivates, and informs every successful campaign. There's no such thing as an unrealistic goal, only unrealistic timescales. The more skillful you are, the easier it is to bring about the change you want, so it's worth taking time to learn how to campaign. Once you've got your vision, you can work backwards from your goal and identify the steps towards it. And the bigger the goal, the clearer those steps need to be. And the first step is to know your own values. Clear values are the foundation for any successful campaigns. Values tell you what matters. They are the know why of your campaign and of life. So make time to clarify your values. I suggest 3 ways of uncovering your values. First, why does this particular change matter to you? Why do you want it? Second, look at a time when you took a stand. And third, look at the values underlying your everyday life. Why do you do what you do? You might find these values are similar, or you might find them different. It's worth spending time looking at them. So let's say you're campaigning for play space. Why? Well, you might say children need safe place to play. Why does that matter? Well, social development. What's important about social development? Gives children confidence. What's confidence? Why is that important? It enables them to live a good life. And why is it important to live a good life? Well, a good life, it's a good life. So that's a core value if you can't go any deeper than that. So let's take another look at this. Why do children need safe play space? For security. Why is security important? Well, security. If you can't go any deeper, that's another core value. So think of what change you want to make and uncover your values by questioning. Why? Why does it matter to you? And the reason, why is that important? Why does that matter? And why do you care? Go at least 5 whys deep until you establish the values underlying the change that you want. And then look at a time when you took a stand. Why did you do that? Why was that important? And again, go 5 whys deep to uncover your core values. look at your everyday life. List what you do and ask about each one. Why do you do that? Go 2 to 5 whys deep to identify your values in practice. This activity will bring up a long list of values based on your actual motives and experience. The particular list here is drawn from international value surveys, drawn on what values people say matter to them. And it's worth knowing not only your own values, but the values of the people you're up against or you're trying to influence. Once you've drawn up your list, identify those which are most important to you. What are your top values? What would you say your core values? And positive values we would call virtues, but don't neglect to understand negative values like fear. Fear is a powerful motivator for fight or flight. And likewise love, either people calling for love or giving love and doing things out of love. Joy as well is a powerful motivator. So think other values that you'd like to have or you need to understand better. So values are something you can work at over time. But take the top values that you've identified in this exercise and get to know them more deeply. What do they actually mean to you? For example, freedom could mean civil liberties or the rule of law, or it means doing what you like, or free markets, or it may mean open spaces and free love. So understand what your values actually mean to you. How committed are you to each of your core values? Take them in turn and ask, would you spend free time on it? Or would you work full time, paid or even unpaid? Would you risk your job for it? Would you go to jail for it, die for it, or even kill for it? People put their lives at risk to protect others for the values of the country as soldiers, firefighters, police or other professions. I'm not suggesting you should, but it's worth weighing up how committed you are to each of your values, because it'll help you focus. And once you've done that, take some time to rank your values. What's the most important to you? And weigh up, if you were forced to choose between different values, which would you give up to protect the other? Politicians are doing this all the time, and in some ways we do it in our own life when we make choices, but often we don't do it consciously. So it's really worth, if you're going to start a campaign of any kind or get involved in a campaign, to be really clear about your own values, because you may be asked to choose at some point. So, to recap this short session, name the problem or possibility. What's the change you want? And then think about why it matters to you. Identify your core values and rank them. Your values and your vision are part of the fulcrum for change. And so for the next step, I suggest you get a buddy, a coach or mentor, a critical friend, somebody who you can talk things through and think things through about the campaign. Work on your values and vision and make them clearer. We'll return to them later. And learn how to campaign. Look out for opportunities to develop your campaigning skills. I run campaign workshops and coaching, so get in touch if you're interested. Or the Sheila McKechnie Foundation run one-day courses or short courses. The Good Lobby likewise runs advocacy school. Campaign boot camp runs a much longer course, and then I'm running a campaign apprenticeship and leading change, which is free to large charities and low cost to others. So if you're a student or a teacher, look out for my book on practical politics. It's about how to put advocacy, influencing and campaigning into your course and get your library to order a copy. I think you'll find lots of useful information there. Whatever problem you want to change or possibility you see and want to bring about, let the adventure begin. Any campaign is a journey towards your vision, and you can do it if you put your mind to it. The next video on how to move the world is about clarifying your vision to help you build the fulcrum for the change that you want. Thank you.